Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Gashis Kaman TV, the tallest man in Black Africa. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta has actually shown his preference. He has actually indicated where his heart is and where his mind is. When he met the Jubilee, when he chaired the Jubilee, he told Jubilee and Fred Matiang'i to work very, very closely with Rigathi Gachagua. He also told Fred Matiang'i to take all the infrastructure, all the machinery from the Jubilee because he's going to be the candidate. And this one is the basis of our analysis today. By the way, I have some problems. I have some issues in my eyes. And that is why you see me having issues looking at the camera. I hope it will be well by maybe the end of the day, because I have to seek the service of the specialist. So, ladies and gentlemen, what we are saying here is that Fred Matiang'i is a candidate to watch. And when I look at this scenario, what I can see is that when I look at the people who are likely to come and support Fred Matiang'i and the possibility of winning, I can say the number is huge. The support is huge. It is massive. Mount Kenya alone, if it is going to rally behind Fred Matiang'i, is likely to give Fred Matiang'i 4 million votes. That is the truth of the matter. Last year, not last year, in the last general election, Mount Kenya gave Raila Amolo Odinga more than 1 million votes, and Fred and Ruto 3.7 million votes. So that is 4.7. So on the lower side, I'm assuming that there will be no other voter registration, which is unlikely anyway. Don't be surprised if Matiang'i garners 5 million votes from Mount Kenya alone. And now when you combine the support of Uhuru and Gachagua, it means every vote is likely to aid with Fred Matiang'i. Fred Matiang'i also comes with the votes of the Kisii community. The votes are huge. If you look at the Kikus, if you look at the votes from the Kisii in the diaspora, those in other counties, and in Kisii and Nyamira, they're almost 1 million. 1 million. Let's give it 1 million. So already you see he has 6 million. What about Nairobi? Nairobi is also likely to rally behind Fred Matiang'i. In fact, William Samoei Ruto will be lucky to get 250,000 votes from Nairobi. Nairobi businessmen are crying because of William Samoei Ruto taxes. Everybody's complaining about Sakaja's leadership in Nairobi. It is not it will be not a walk in the park. When I look at Nairobi, Nairobi can give Fred Matiang'i maybe 1.5 million. 1.5 million. Then, if you add all these votes, you are talking about almost 7.5 now. And then, other communities like the Luos, because I can bet that the Luos are not going to support William Samoei Ruto. They will not support William Samoei Ruto. Even when William Samoei Ruto has the backing or the blessing of Raila Amolo Odinga, I can tell you, William Samoei Ruto will be very, very lucky to get 500,000 votes from the Luo Nyanza. He'll be very, very lucky. Because you see, people are actually fed up with the bad leadership, bad governance, poor governance. And the fact that William Samoei Ruto does not promise anything, doesn't look like he is working, doesn't look like he improved this nation. Everything is becoming difficult every day. The cost of living is becoming very, very difficult every day. You can agree with me that other communities are likely also to vote for Fred Matiang'i. In fact, I have always said that the only stubborn block for Fred Okengo Matiang'i will be Natebea. If Natebea is going to vie, and if still Kalonzo Musyoka is also going to vie, these are the only two leaders who can actually antagonize the system of Matiang'i and maybe reduce. But if they agree to support him, it will be home and dry. And then when you look at Kenyatta's family, if Kenyatta's family is backing you, must be very lucky, because this is a family that would want to protect its wealth. This is a family that would like to have a friendly government. I don't think they are going to enjoy when they are going to have the kind of leadership, the kind of relationship that has been there between Kenyatta's family and William Samoei Ruto's government has not been very friendly. And when you remember that Fred Okengo Matiang'i has been very close cabinet secretary of Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, you understand why the family would throw its finances behind Fred Okengo Matiang'i. And then I've also talked about the businessmen. The businessmen are also likely to rally behind Fred Okengo Matiang'i, especially the business community from Mount Kenya. And if they throw their weight behind the Matiang'i, it will be home and dry. And then you also remember the Gen Z. I remember very clearly before Okiom Tata came, what the Gen Z were saying. They were actually saying that they want Fred Okengo Matiang'i. And I think because the kind of people we have, the kind of voters we have, are people who are very, very different from those of yesteryears. You agree with me that this is a tribeless, Gen Z is a tribeless generation, and they don't look at the tribes, but they look at the performance. When I saw Cecily Kariuki, the former CS in Uhuru Kenyatta's government, going to Wamunyoro, visiting Wamunyoro, I can tell you, the former CSs, all of them, are likely, the who is likely to work with Fred Okengo Matiang'i. And with the kind of insecurity we are experiencing in this country, where even chiefs are abducted and the Al-Shabaab start asking for ransom, you can agree with me that the insecurity in this country is on another level. And in fact, in this video, I want to dedicate my 2 minutes to the family of the man who was stabbed at Kenyatta National Hospital. His throat was slit, and it was very, very unfortunate, because the hospital is saying that among the 6 patients who were in that ward, nobody even saw what was happening. I also heard that a knife was seen thrown outside, and maybe it was thrown through the window. And maybe what the investigator should look at is the kind of patient in that ward, because you see, if it is an issue about mental cases, one of the patients could be responsible for this. I know it is possible, because the issue of mental issues have become a big problem in our country. So it's also important to look at the kind of patients who are in that hospital. Again, the CCTV footage should give directions and show what exactly happened. Otherwise, this is very, very unfortunate. To that family, tunaambiwa makiwa poleni sana. Maybe you can write pole to the family. Have a blessed Saturday. Bye-bye.